Yo, I was listening to a Jordan Peterson interview just now, and he was talking about what's real. It got me thinking a lot about just like life in general, because he brought up how like things are real, matter is real, that's what matters, and like that's what we typically think, especially when I was younger. That's what I used to think, just because that's what everybody wanted, like a bunch of random shit. And he mentioned that pain is real and how that's like something that you just feel. That's why we try to get it out of our system. Where when we're in pain, immediately we're just like, we try to distract ourselves easily because of that pain. And he brought up love and how typically when there is love, it gets stronger than pain. I agree with that 100%. And I'm 28, and it got me thinking a lot about my brother. um he was in a lot of pain. He was in a lot of pain, and like, I don't know if he had that much love. I don't know if I gave him enough love, or if anybody did. And he's gone. He killed himself. And it all makes sense, because as time goes on, we don't realize these things that we're feeling. And maybe he didn't realize that either. I didn't realize that either at all. Like, I knew he was in pain, but I didn't realize that he just never felt that type of love, in order to kind of shadow the pain, in order to realize that it's not the end of the world. But to others, to people who don't, to people who hasn't realized that at all, to people who has only experienced pain and never love, that's the type of shit that happens. I mention this because I don't blame myself for anything that happened, but I do think about it often, like the what ifs. What if I was there and I showed him love, or at least like try to let him know that there's love coming from my way, but instead I ended up like not reaching out for like 3 months. And sometimes that 3 months is all it takes for someone to take their life away. And then sometimes it's just a week, unfortunately. And it happens. It has happened. And I'm sure it happens today. But that really is true, because what Jordan Peterson said, what Dr. Peterson said, was matter, materialistic shit, pain, love. And right now, I don't know if that's like the end of it all. Before, it was clothes, laptop, cameras, gear addiction, and just more and more and more of these shit that don't matter, until I realized pain. And I know that's coming from a very privileged um, voice and opinion. And I know there's worse pain out there. I know that everybody goes through their own shit. Everybody goes through their own pain. Some are worse and some are not as bad. But to them, that's what the worst. That's the bottom. That's the lowest, the most pain that ever had. So it doesn't matter if there's like something worse, because to them that already is the hardest it's ever been. It's same for the people that are happy. Some people that are like the happiest before, they try to strive for that happiness, and that they try to strive for receiving that much love. And sometimes we have to give that ourselves. It's a lot easier said than done, yes. But like sometimes when we can't find love from others, that's when like you really have to fucking look in the mirror, and you're just like, Jimbo, what the fuck, man? You gotta do something about this, or you start loving yourself, because that shit could happen. Bad shit could happen. If all we're causing to ourselves is pain, because of all our shit desires and like random wants instead of the needs that truly matter. That's when the pain might come in. But when we give those up and focus on the needs, and and we get that from ourselves or from something that's like you never notice, but you realize like, oh, I actually needed this. It's a different type of feeling compared to like getting something that you wanted. That's when you're like, oh, I needed this. I actually love this. And it's the same type of realization when it comes to noticing that about ourselves. Like, oh, I actually needed to do this for myself. I actually didn't know that, or I didn't know that I actually should be doing more of this for myself. Maybe that's when love starts coming in. Maybe that's when we start noticing the love more around us. Not a lot of people talk about love, but I think in today's day and age, I'm seeing it a lot more on social media, and it's becoming not a normal thing to say, but it's becoming more accepted. And I hope that with that we also start to learn more to be careful on who to say it to, because it's very easy to say it to everybody. It's a word. But what I've come to realize is that love is an action word and not just something you just fling around and just say. It's easy to say I love my cat or something, which I do. But if I don't give a fuck about my cat, all I do is like feed Fuji. Do I really love him? Am I really showing him the love that he needs? It's an action word. Same with the people. Am I really showing the people, my friends, the love that they need or that I could give them? Am I trying? And that's something I ask myself a lot. That's something I'm learning. That's something I'm learning just this recent years. I think we could all improve in that way, showing love. And I know that personal development it's all about getting better and growth. And I agree 100%. But I think personal development now, at my age, or at least what matters to me, is that if I'm developing and no one's benefiting from my development, meaning I'm only loving myself and not showing love to anybody else around me, then what the fuck is the point? You know, work life balance, all that stuff. I'm realizing more and more that that's very important. But yeah, thanks for listening.